Angelina Jolie wins key ruling in French estate legal battle with Brad Pitt. There was a time when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie seemed untouchable. They were one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples. Together they built a family, starred in films, traveled the world, engaged in humanitarian work, and became a global phenomenon often referred to simply as Brangelina. Their relationship represented power, celebrity, and influence. But after years together and a highly publicized marriage, things changed dramatically. Their split in 2016 shocked fans worldwide. And while the divorce itself made headlines, few could have predicted that years later, one of the biggest battlegrounds would become a French estate and winery worth hundreds of millions. This property wasn't just a vacation home. It became a symbol, a business, and eventually, a legal war. At the center of the battle sits the famed estate known as Château Miraval. Located in the south of France, Château Miraval is more than a luxurious estate. The property includes vineyards, stunning landscapes, and a wine business that became remarkably successful. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie purchased the estate years before they married. Eventually, they tied the knot there in a private ceremony. At one point, the location symbolized their love story. But now it represents something very different. Over time, Miraval transformed into a highly valuable business operation. The winery gained international recognition. Its rosé wines became commercially successful. Industry experts viewed it as a serious luxury wine brand rather than a celebrity side project. As the value of the estate grew, so did the stakes. And once the marriage ended, ownership became complicated. Very complicated. Following their separation, questions emerged over ownership rights and future control of the estate. Reports suggested that agreements existed regarding the sale of ownership interests. Later, conflict exploded over allegations concerning whether one party could sell shares without approval from the other. The issue became central. Who had authority over ownership decisions? And were previous agreements legally binding? Eventually, Angelina Jolie sold her stake to another party. That move reportedly infuriated Brad Pitt and triggered an intense legal response. Pitt argued that there had been an understanding preventing either side from selling without consent. Jolie's side disagreed. The disagreement escalated into lawsuits and counterclaims. And suddenly, what once looked like a property dispute transformed into a massive legal battle. This isn't a disagreement over a small asset. Reports have placed estimates surrounding the winery and related interests at enormous figures. Some estimates reached hundreds of millions of dollars. That changes everything. Because once assets reach that level, every document matters. Every agreement matters. Every email matters. Every conversation matters. Legal teams begin examining years of records. Contracts become central evidence. Past negotiations suddenly gain new significance. And that's exactly what happened here. Now we arrive at the newest development. Angelina Jolie secured an important legal ruling in the ongoing battle. Observers immediately described the decision as a meaningful moment in the broader case. Why? Because legal victories don't always mean winning the entire war. Sometimes a ruling concerns evidence. Sometimes procedure. Sometimes what information can be used or withheld. But individual rulings can significantly shape the direction of future proceedings. Think of it like chess. You don't win with one move. But a strategic move can change the entire board. This latest decision appears to represent one of those moments. To casual observers, procedural rulings can sound boring. People hear terms like motions, filings, discovery requests, and evidentiary disputes and immediately tune out. But attorneys know these moments are often critical. Because court battles frequently hinge on process. Who gets access to records? What communications become discoverable? What arguments survive? Which evidence enters court? Those decisions affect strategy. A favorable ruling can provide leverage. And leverage matters. Particularly in disputes involving major financial assets. The public response has been fascinating. Supporters of Angelina Jolie viewed the ruling as validation. Others sympathetic to Brad Pitt interpreted the development differently. Social media once again became flooded with reactions. Some argued the ruling represented momentum. Others cautioned against reading too much into a single legal step. And both perspectives may have merit. Because legal battles often unfold slowly. One ruling leads to another. Appeals happen. Arguments evolve. Cases shift direction. Momentum can change quickly. Celebrity disputes unfold in two courtrooms. The first is the actual courtroom. The second is public opinion. And public opinion can be powerful. Fans analyze every update. Media outlets dissect every filing. Headlines emphasize victories and defeats. But legal reality is often more complicated than headlines suggest. A headline saying someone won may describe only one issue in a much larger conflict. That's important to remember, because the broader Miraval dispute remains ongoing. For Brad Pitt, developments like this carry multiple implications. There are legal consequences, financial consequences, business consequences, and reputational consequences. Pitt has strongly fought his position throughout the dispute. He has pursued claims and challenged actions he believes violated agreements. So a ruling favoring Jolie naturally becomes significant. Not necessarily catastrophic, but significant, because each legal step can affect future strategy. For Angelina Jolie, supporters may see this as an important moment. Long legal battles can become exhausting. Years of litigation demand time, money, and emotional energy. A favorable ruling can strengthen confidence. It can reinforce legal arguments, and it may influence negotiations moving forward. Still, this process is far from over. One major question remains. Will these two eventually settle? Celebrity legal disputes sometimes continue for years, but lengthy battles can become costly. Not only financially, emotionally.